welcome back to another episode of the Tiger Sports Show. This time it's the Tiger Socially Distanced Sports Show, as we're keeping a little gap between ourselves here as things have heated up in Hastings a little bit. Plus, it's district softball time. So as you can see, I'm out at the Prairie Ridge Park and the Smith Softball Complex as district softball's going on behind me. We thought the Tigers would be going on, but there's a little extra inning action. But we'll get to that in a little bit. First, my co-host. Introduce yourself, co-host.
I'm Trent Mays, and I'm also at a park.
All right, I'm Greg Mason, and here we go with another week's roundup of everything that's going on in Hastings High athletics. All right, we kind of need to set the agenda for the show today, Trent. How about we talk about the football game from Friday night first? We were over in York to watch that. Then we'll hit the other sports, and then we'll get to the next week for Tiger football. And then we won't show it live, but those who see this later on tape will get to watch that Hastings-York football game, which was pretty exciting. What do you have to say about Hastings and York last Friday?
It was just another tough district game. District championships aren't handed out. You have to earn them. York's well coached, and they have a good team. They've had a couple losses, but they keep improving every week. Obviously, York wanted to take away the deep pass from the Tiger offense. It opened up the run for the Tigers more. They had 148 yards rushing.
And had a great night.
Yeah, he had a bunch of carries and almost 50 yards. We ran the zone read with our QB, Mr. Sinek, and they just gave York a lot of things to look at.
It was another game. Things started a little slow. In fact, the Tigers trailed in the first quarter, didn't they?
Yeah, early in the second quarter, Breyer hit a short field goal. Then it was 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. York put together a nice drive. They had some help from some Tiger penalties and took the 7-3 lead. But then the Tigers found their mojo a little bit more. They put together a nice responding drive. Jarrett found Austin Nauert in the corner of the end zone, in the upper corner, with a nice little pass. He had a tight window, and that made it 10-7. And then the Tigers finally got the deep pass going, which York, obviously, that was one of their key points, was to take that away. Jarrett found Braden Calvage. BK went untouched from 49 yards to make the score 17-7.
It's really kind of becoming a pattern where they pick up those two quick scores in that second quarter. You know, teams trying to hang around. They're thinking, okay, let's get to halftime with this thing close, and the Tigers hit with a couple lightning bolts.
Yeah, they just keep stringing stuff together, and the Tigers have turned. The Tiger D got some turnovers last Friday, and you want to turn them into points. But when you
turned a couple of them into points right away, right?
Yeah, when you scooping scores or pick sixes, they're off the charts when you can do that. Right. Landon's, we pressured the QB, Landon Jacobus, the bus, snuffed out a screen pass, picked it off for a 30-yard touchdown, returned it 30 yards. That ended the half. So we put together it was 24-7. We put together those three quick scores at the end of the first quarter, and it was lightning in a bottle.
And, of course, that put the Tigers in good position, and then they come back from halftime to receive the kickoff, right?
Nope, Tigers got the ball first. York got
That's what I'm saying. Tigers
Yeah.
got the ball. So
Yeah.
they scored three quick ones, then got the ball again.
Well, actually, it was the defense that scored. Defensive touchdowns are huge. Bus had the QB pressure. Zaid picked this one off in the flat and returned it for 32 yards. So technically, they did get the ball. Yeah, technically, they did get the ball. And then to cap off the scoring, and that made it 30, 31-7, and then they got two, and then Little Shoe got loose towards the end of the third quarter. We finally got one deep, and he was wide open. He ran his guy clear across the field, and you're running clear across the field with Little Shoe, you're done. You're not going to catch him.
Tigers really like to go with that pattern. They bring all their receivers one way and bring Shoe back against them, and that's a tough man-to-man cover. You know, that was their man beater, I think, when they coverage.
That was 37 yards. York put together some drives at the end to make it 38-20, which was a little alarming, but it gives the Tigers something to work on heading into this week.
Yeah, that's the most points they've given up, but they really had it under control before they gave that up. I thought the defense responded pretty well to that early York drive. Like you said, York had a couple penalties they took advantage of, but they looked pretty good running the ball at the Tigers. And the Tigers adjusted, made that tough for them for a while, built that lead. Another good effort. Tigers are now 2-0 in the district. Where are the rest of the teams at?
Well, the Aurora is undefeated. They went out on the road to beat McCook. And then, what?
Big win.
Yeah, big win. Going to McCook is tough. They won 21-7. Northwest was in a dogfight with Seward and came away at Seward with a single-digit win. It was really close. So Hastings and Aurora are undefeated and heading into their matchup this week.
Yeah, and that'll be at the Osborne Family Sports Complex. So last regular season home game for the Tigers. We'll talk about that one in a little bit, but let's do a quick rundown of other sports. And let's start with a softball update. What's going on over there with Grand Island Central Catholic and Grand Island Northwest in the sub-district semifinal? They're playing for the right to play the Tigers. It's in extra innings.
Yeah, I think it's in the 9th inning, actually. No, it looks like it might be in the bottom of the 8th.
Is Northwest up?
Yeah, I think Northwest scored. Central Catholic has a runner on second. That might be their courtesy runner, or they may have scored. The sun's in the way for the scoreboard, so it's a little hard to see. It may be 10-10.
Field 1 because that's where the Tigers are supposed to play. But Adams Central Lexington is still going on here. Adams Central had a decent lead, but Lex just hit a bomb a minute ago. So I don't know if this one is tightened up. I'm not sure where the Tigers are going to play, and I'm not sure when. Yeah, who knows when this Northwest GACC game will end. Northwest was up 9-2 early on. GACC mounted just at a massive rally in their last at bat. Hit a 2-run homer to 6th, and then 4 runs in 7th. Yeah, they hit a 2-run homer. And then got it tied at 9-9, and it looks like they're still fighting. Those scoreboards are tiny. Well, at some point, somebody's going to win that, hopefully with completed pitching, and then the Tigers are in the catbird seat, right, with no losses? Yeah. Yep, we have to lose twice. I know the GI Northwest starter threw 100 pitches. They took her out in the bottom of the 7th. So, and that was the girl that had just a ton of Ks versus us last night. Yeah, she had 7. She's just a sophomore. She's going to be a problem. Yeah, definitely. Well, and the Tigers will get on the field here eventually, either field 1 or field 2. We were supposed to have started about 40 minutes ago, but obviously that didn't happen. The situation is, though, all 3 of these teams, Hastings High, Grand Island Northwest, and Grand Island Central Catholic, are going to be playing in a district final series on Friday, correct? Yes. So they should be. It's a matter of who's going to be the sub-district champ and who are you going to be hosting. And I was kind of checking the playoff points. It looks to me like one of the teams could be hosted. We could be hosting who's playing behind me. Could be the Adams Central Patriots. Could be the Bennington Badgers. Yeah. Low in the NSAA playoffs, but are ranked in the newspaper rankings. So that would be an interesting call for the Tigers. Could be NEN. We talked about them last week. That's a co-op of 3 schools and 7 communities. Wisner, Pilger, Pender, Bancroft, Rosalie, Lyons, and Decatur. I'm not sure we can fit them in the scorebook, but they could be coming to town. Could be Garing from way out west. Could be Omaha Grange from way east, who had an upset yesterday at St. Matthews. And it could be Elkhorn, the number 6 team in the state. Or it could be somebody else, because you know how my math is.
Yeah, Crete pulled off 2 huge upsets up in the Wayne district. They beat NEN and Wayne yesterday. They NEN knocked Wayne out this morning.
Wow,
and
really?
The last time I checked, Crete was all over NEN. It was 12-3 in the third, and that was earlier this afternoon. So Crete moved up all the way from 14th to 9th in the wild card points with 2 50-point wins yesterday.
All right. Well, obviously, nothing's set in stone for softball. The Tigers just need to take care of business today, win a sub-district championship another year. They've got a couple strings of them, and get on to that district final series, which Friday will be best of 3. Just a quick rundown of other Tiger sports. On the young sports scene, we talked football already. The JV football team is 3-2. They played a scrimmage the other day. Trent, they played Donovan Trumbull in a little scrimmage. Didn't keep score, but it was a good thing for the JV boys on an off week.
Yeah.
Because they got a big one next week. They got Kearney coming to town.
It's always a good time to play the Bearcats.
Yep, that'll be Monday. The 9th grade team, I believe, is also 3-2. They got McCook on Thursday of this week. They're going out to McCook, the always tough Bison program. So we'll see how the freshmen do it there. Checking up on volleyball. Volleyball went 1-2 this week at the Columbus SCOTUS tournament. They're on the road at Northwest tonight to play a triangular with Beatrice and Northwest. The girls continue to just kind of be up and down, win one, lose one, win one, lose one, trying to hit their stride. They've got sub-districts coming on Halloween. Looks like they're going to be headed to Lexington. They'll be the number 2 seed, probably playing McCook. Things aren't set yet. They've beaten McCook. Holdridge is also in the sub-district. We've beaten Holdridge. We haven't seen Lex. I really think the girls are a threat to win that sub-district. They just need to be playing their best volleyball. They're at about 12th in the ratings, so they got a chance at a district final either way. But they're probably going to have to go on the road to earn a ticket to state. Tennis team went out to Scotts Bluff to play Grand Island, or to play the Greater Nebraska Athletic Conference tournament. They finished 4th out there. They've got state on October 15, 16. They still got a couple regular season duels, like they're on the road today playing one. But really, it's all about state for Coach Sunderman as they start to decide, okay, who's going to be playing number 1, number 2 in singles and doubles, and see what kind of damage they can do at state. Girls golf also played conference. They were out at North Platte playing that. Came in 5th. They are playing districts as we speak at Jackrabbit Run in Grand Island. And maybe our producer can see if any results are in on that. Maybe we can get them in before the end of the show. But they've got state next week in Scotts Bluff. Hopefully they'll qualify either some individuals or or the team head out to Scotts Bluff. Cross country has one more regular season meet at Sydney. And then they've got districts at Ogallala on the 15th. Cross country coach Rosno, it's all about who's healthy. Jaden Welsh has been back. Johnny Lopez trying to get healthy on the boys' side. The boys all year have felt like they would be a threat in the districts, threat in the state, but we just don't know who's going to be healthy. Then on the girls' side, Chelsea Espinoza, not totally healthy either. Of course, she's the defending state champ. So right now it's kind of a race with her and the doctors. Can we get her healthy for districts to qualify to defend that title? Any insight on that there, Coach?
Natalie Brandt finished 5th to qualify for golf. They finished 4th as a team.
4th as a team, so just out of the money, they would qualify as a team. You have to be top 3, I believe.
Maybe the producer can get an update from the GICC game, because it got a little crazy. That's why I got a little distracted.
Well, our producer is our little brother Tate, who's running this whole show. So He's ticking on things. Let's see. Did I hit all the other sports? I think I did. So I think it's time to talk Tigers and Aurora football. What do you think about the ball game Friday night?
Okay. Well, notes. It's a little windy here at my park.
A little windy. You're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, Aurora comes in with a 4-2 record. Like we talked about before, they're fresh off their big win at McCook. Always tough to win at McCook. It's 21-7. Tiger fans will, when they watch the game Friday, they do look a lot like us. They run spread. They're going to run 5 wide receiver sets and try to spread you out. But they do it a little different. They're going to try to run the ball. And everything goes through their QB. He's a stud. He's the real deal.
Pretty young, isn't he?
He's senior.
Oh.
He's not very big.
Okay. Maybe
But what?
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Well, their other quarterback was 6'8", playing D1 basketball in South Dakota. So
that's right.
He's not 6'8".
Basketball with his dad.
Yeah. This kid they run almost all their offense through him. He averages 120 yards on the ground rushing, just him, and averages 140 passing. So, and they run 61. He gets almost 60% of their carries during the game.
All right. So, control the QB, control the game, you think?
Yeah. Well, just try to control him and keep him in the cage a little bit. I'm curious how he'll react to our Tiger speed on defense with Jet and Bo, our 2 safeties, and then Zaid and the old school football player, Mr. Davis, and just see if we can keep a hat on him. They're going to try to run zone read. They'll run speed option, and they will throw bubble screens and try to go deep, but they pretty much like to run the ball more than they like to pass. So it'll be just an interesting game. These are where championships are earned. So,
all right. Well,
see what happens.
We're hoping it's not the last time we see the Tigers over at Hastings College. Obviously, we're in line to probably host one, maybe a couple playoff games. But for now, it's Hastings and Aurora in the final regular season game of the year. We'll have that live for you on Strive. I'll be calling the game with my son Ryder, so tune in if you can't get out to the game. But good grief, get out to the game. It's beautiful. And hopefully people are headed this way to watch softball. We're going to, those of you who are watching this recorded, are going to get a look at the Hastings versus York football game. Any last words, Trent?
Well, actually, it's the final home game. They still have one other game in 2 weeks following our bye week at GI Northwest.
Yeah, kind of shame on me for forgetting that.
Yeah. Just a little tidbit from my game. GICC is still battling. They have the bases loaded. They just scored at least one run. Oh, she caught it. But it looked like it was going to be a grand slam, and it looks like GI Northwest won the game. They are doing some celebrating as they're walking off the field.
Northwest actually celebrate.
No, they're not actually. I think the game's tied because one GICC girl is going out to play defense.
Well,
unless she's pulling a Tanner Boyle.
Well, Adam Central and Lex aren't done either, so our field's not available. It may be a while till we're playing softball. Those of you watching recorded, enjoy the Hastings versus York football game, and we'll see you next week again on the Tiger Sports Show.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.